Welcome, everyone, you curious minds watching the deep dive. Today, we're embarking on a really fascinating journey. We're going to dissect the incredible story of NVIDIA.
Great to be here.
We'll look at how this company, started out making graphics chips for gamers, basically sharpening pixels.
Right, for 3D games.
Exactly. And somehow became this absolute powerhouse, driving the whole artificial intelligence revolution. Get ready for some surprising facts, maybe some real aha moments.
It really is fascinating. What gets me is how NVIDIA didn't just innovate with the hardware, but they actually saw the bigger picture. They connected the dots, understanding what their tech could really do, maybe long before others did.
Okay, let's unpack that. NVIDIA, founded back in '93. Jensen Huang, Chris Malachowski, Curtis Prime. And the vision was pretty specific, right? Dedicated graphics processing units,
Yeah.
GPUs.
Yep, GPUs, all about making 3D gaming look amazing. Realistic. That was the initial target.
It was all visual computing, making these complex worlds for players.
Mm.
So where did the first hint come from? That these chips, these GPUs could do something, well, something way bigger.
Yeah, that's where the story takes a really interesting turn, because while gaming was, the killer app initially,
Highly successful. Yeah.
very. But the architecture underneath, the way they built those chips, that was the hidden gem. They were designed for massive parallel processing, meaning handling thousands, literally thousands of calculations all at the same time, which you need for complex graphics, right?
Makes sense.
But then researchers looking at AI, specifically deep neural networks, they realized something. Training these networks also involved massive parallel calculations.
So the same kind of math.
Pretty much, especially things like large-scale matrix multiplications. The core operations in AI training mirrored what GPUs were already built to do, just really, really fast.
Okay, so that's the technical connection, not just luck then. The company known for, like the GeForce cards, suddenly becomes the backbone of deep learning.
Oh, absolutely not luck. I mean, maybe a bit of serendipity in the discovery, but NVIDIA's response, that was strategy. They saw the potential and they moved. Decisively.
How so? What did they actually do?
Well, they didn't just sit back, they actively embraced it. They started optimizing their chips specifically for these AI tasks. And crucially, they built an ecosystem.
You mean CUDA?
Exactly,
Yeah.
CUD. That software platform was honestly a stroke of genius. It basically gave scientists and developers a way to program the GPUs for all sorts of computing tasks beyond graphics without needing to be, super low-level hardware expert.
That made the power accessible.
Accessible, and it created this incredibly sticky ecosystem. If you developed your AI models using CUD, you were pretty much locked into using NVIDIA hardware. It definitely raised a big question for them internally, I bet.
Like, how do we pivot? How do we chase this massive new opportunity without ditching our gaming roots? That sounds risky.
For sure, a major strategic shift like that is always risky, but they didn't flinch. They invested heavily, poured money into R&D. They worked closely with AI researchers, the pioneers in the field, and they just kept refining their chips, generation after generation, specifically for AI workloads.
And that paid off.
Hugely. It fueled breakthroughs in image recognition, understanding language, self-driving cars. Their GPUs basically became the default hardware. If you were doing serious AI, you were probably using NVIDIA.
And now look, NVIDIA isn't just in gaming PCs anymore. Their reach is enormous. Massive data centers run by Amazon, Microsoft.
All powered by NVIDIA GPUs.
And their Drive platform. That's literally the AI brain in autonomous cars from companies like Mercedes-Benz. It's not just selling chips anymore, is it?
Yeah.
It's like an end-to-end AI solution.
That's a great way to put it. And connecting that to the bigger picture, you see NVIDIA hitting these trillion-dollar valuations. That's not just stock market hype.
Right. It means something more.
It signifies that the hardware for AI, it's become a strategic resource, globally strategic, affects economies, defense, scientific progress, everything. Even though they face competition, Intel's trying, Google's got their TPUs.
Yeah, the tensor processing units.
Right. But that early lead with CUDA, that ecosystem, it's proven incredibly hard for others to break. It's a high barrier to entry, though, some people do point out that CUDA being closed, proprietary, that could be a vulnerability down the line.
Opens the door for open source alternatives, maybe.
An interesting point. Can they keep that edge? So boiling this all down, what's the big lesson here from NVIDIA's journey, from their success, but also maybe those ongoing questions?
I think the lesson is pretty clear. It's partly about spotting trends early, sure. But maybe even more, it's about building those robust ecosystems, the tools, the software, the community like they did with CUDA.
So it's not just the tech itself.
No. And it's also about having the sheer courage to pivot, to make those big strategic bets, even when it feels risky,
Yeah.
even if it might alienate some part of your base initially. They didn't just stay a gaming company. They saw the future and transformed themselves into an AI powerhouse.
That is a powerful idea. Navigating disruption, adapting. It applies everywhere, really. So for you, the listener, maybe chew on this. If NVIDIA's massive success came from finding and really developing unexpected uses for technology they already had, where else might we be overlooking that kind of hidden potential? What tools or ideas are around us right now whose true game-changing applications we just haven't seen yet? Definitely something to think about. Well, thank you for joining us in this deep dive into NVIDIA's incredible ascent. If you enjoyed this exploration, please do like this video, share it, and subscribe to the Deep Dive YouTube channel. That way you won't miss our future analyses. Until next time, keep learning and stay curious.